Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Hello, hello. Wanted to jump back one and do the water signs read. So this will be for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and I'll do it exactly the same way that I did fire signs, where I'll do like a collective reading first and then break down each sign. I do want to start off by saying if anyone is interested in a personal read, please feel free to email me because I am doing those. Yeah, and we can discuss those via email. So again, I am doing personal reads if anyone is interested. So yeah, let's get started. So as I stepped into, I'm actually a little cold right now. As I stepped into water energy, I'm actually feeling extremely creative, like extremely creative. So I don't know if you guys are gonna have like a burst of like creativity that kind of comes towards you. Um, or if you guys are just in the process of creating something new. And this energy could hit you in so many different ways. Like it could be like musically, it could be artistically, it could be in the sense of just how you express yourself, in the sense of like, I don't know, just how you are like in the moment, I guess. Hi. It's so good to see you. I'm glad that you could connect in the live today. So good to see you. I'm glad that you're enjoying your personal reading. Thank you so much. Seriously, it means the world to me. Yeah, it really means the world to me. It does. It's so cool to be able to be here and to just do this, you know. So, what I need actually is I just want to make sure where are we at here. Okay, just want to make sure I'm connecting. Yeah. Okay, am I connecting? My computer is doing all kinds of crazy stuff right now. Wow. Okay, yeah, I am connecting. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. That's so funny. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's significant. So I'm going to pull for the collective, the element water, and then break down the individual signs. So, so water signs, you actually have the complete opposite of what I'm feeling. You guys have exhaustion. So we'll see how this plays out because this could be the ending of that energy of feeling tired and then step right into abundance. Yeah. So you're coming out of this and stepping into an energy of abundant everything. That's interesting. You go from like one energy to the next rather quickly, which is good because for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that's good to know that that's like the overall theme is that transition from like feeling exhausted to feeling like you're abundant. So it's basically going from feeling like your cup's not being filled to feeling like you can give out and still have abundance. That's awesome. And then you also have the miser here. That card would come back out. Interesting. So you must have walked away from someone, or you're about to walk away from someone or something that is like a greedy energy. A very much well of like a it's an energy of like what can I get? But I feel like you're walking away from it because you're actually finding a balance because you're in the middle here with abundance and you're actually balanced between the two. So it's like a balance between maybe other people and then feeling exhausted or feeling tired and finding like the middle ground where you have enough to give to yourself and you have enough to overflow to other people. But it's like knowing what people to give that to keep that in balance. Because if you give to the wrong people here with the miser, like if you give to people who are just willing to take and not give back, you're going to run into this. You're going to be exhausted. But if you find that balance, you'll stay here in this abundance. Like you'll be able to keep that. You'll be able to maintain that peace. But there are like people around you, or like this can just be like a generalized like situation that involves just like knowing who to give to and who not to give to, maybe like having boundaries, which is reasonable for water energy, because water energy wants to give, wants to nurture, but it's finding that happy balance, that middle ground that keeps you flowing but doesn't stop you. Because again, like when you're a very giving person, sometimes people will come across their path that will be meant for us to learn the lesson of like those boundaries of knowing when not to give versus when to give, if that makes sense. There's like a mentor type of energy that's here. I don't know if this is like spiritually speaking, like a guide, or if this is actually somebody in like your circle, in your community. Somebody who gives good advice, who like knows, you know, like how to work with other people to like help them through certain situations, helps build confidence, helps build self-worth, helps build strength, even because this is like this could be perceived as like a masculine energy. Okay, so we have a couple different cards that flew out. Morality flipped over. This is also in reverse. So I feel like there was a lesson learned. Clinging to the past, and harmony. Friendliness at the bottom of the deck with guidance and participation. I think that that's pretty interesting because this has to do with some sort of connection or connections with other people. And it could be friendships, it could be the people in your life just in general. But there was something here that had to do with the past that was keeping somebody in like a loop. It could be people, like other like people, because this miser sticks out. And it's like wanting to take what they can get, but like not willing to participate. And so there was like some type of lesson here that's centered around the past. So this lesson was like, it's like, it's been over time, because this is something that's aged. This is an energy that's been around for a while. This is something that has taken some time to let go of. That's why exhaustion's here, because it's put you at a 9. So you're almost at a 10. And so with this abundance card here, there's a finding of a balance, because it's taking action, but also doing it from a comfortable space. Like it's almost taking action to take a step back, if that makes sense. And like this other energy with this miser here, this could be a single person, or this could be like an actual person, or this could be like groups of people, even just like around you in general, or like an energy around you. But this is like an energy of like taking all the time, just taking what they can get from a situation, but having such a wall up that it's like you're not getting anything back. There's no equal give and take. But there's a release of whatever this was in the past that was a lesson learned, and then you're stepping into this harmony energy, and then that's followed by the friendliness card with guidance. So there's some type of like connections or connection that is going to like pop up where you're going to feel pulled to, you're going to feel guided to, because it's going to feel positive. It's going to feel like it resonates. It's not going to feel burdensome or heavy, or there's a resistance. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like this feeling of going with the flow versus trying to go upstream. And so when you're trying to go upstream, you have that resistance of the downward flowing energy. And so it's almost like this feeling of like that being released and like going with where you can flow. Because the dolphins are significant again. So this is like definitely connected with like fire energy. Because the dolphins were very prominent with the fire energy too. So this has to do with connections, or a connection. That there's going to feel like it's like a pull where you're just going to like feel something that's going to tell you to go in a certain direction. And you might be a little bit hesitant. You might be like looking back at like whatever's in the past. But you're coming into alignment with like new people, or like a new person, a new connection that's going to be very harmonious. But like first there's like that harmony needs to be achieved like inward too, because there's something that was keeping someone stagnant because they were holding on to it. So then you have participation here. And it's like co-creating. And again, it's like that feeling of like not fighting something or like feeling resistance anymore, because there's it feels like something had a very strong feeling of resistance. Like whether it was like everything, like every time you turn around, there's like this feeling of being like, why is this so complicated? Like, why is there so much resistance here? Like, why doesn't this just flow? That connects into, I feel like, timelines and like lessons that just sometimes take longer than others. But there's a release of that energy. And so it's like recognizing where the flow is and where it's easy to flow. And it's like that's going to lead you into a new state of like harmony and balance. And it could be with another person or another group of people. But that whatever this is in the past, it's like you got to let it go, because you can't carry this up the mountain to participate. You know what I mean? Like you got to have both. You got to like lighten the load a little bit, or completely, depending on what it is. So that's interesting for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Let's jump in to Cancer first. He said, yes, personal boundaries. Yeah, that's really important right now. Like definitely taking that action to like set those boundaries. It's a pretty big theme right now. And it's so like critical, because I feel like that energy is shifting, and it's just like finally, you know, it's like it feels good to like feel the shift. Because there's definitely a release of some sort of energy. I'm sure that more will probably come out through Cancer and Pisces and Scorpio. So with Cancer, there's actually comparison here. That's interesting. Totality. This is trust. This is like trusting that everything is uniquely different but also similar for everyone. Like, we don't all walk the same paths. We don't all have the same experiences, but we all have lessons and a journey and a way to get to wherever it is that we're going. And we have stops along the way, and we make decisions, and we do all these things, right? But there's like a recognition of like the differences, and like becoming more at peace with like where your story might lead, or where your story's at right now, or yeah, like how far you've come. Like, there's like an ending of like a comparison, because again, like, not everybody's on the same timeline, or like, you know, not everybody does everything at the same age. You know, it's like those milestones that like people talk about. Like, sometimes like we don't all like experience them at the same time frames. You know, like we have so many different things that unfold in our lives that it's never all the same, right? So sometimes people can look really, really good, you know, like online and stuff, but you never know what goes on behind closed doors, type of thing. And that's kind of like the energy where it's like that deep recognition of like not only being unified, like a togetherness with other people, but also that understanding of like we all uniquely have journeys, is really to put it simply. And with this totality of 2 5s here, so this is a big shift. This is a big change. There's a big sense of like trust that's here. There's a huge sense of trust that's needed in this process. Is like there's a lot of change, and I feel like you're gonna have people around you where it's like you're gonna have to trust like some people who are like coming into your life, like I said, where there's like there could be like new people coming into your life, like a new group, or like a new like soul group, or like a sense of community. You could be thinking about completely moving towns. You could be, you know, you could just be aligning with new people, and it's like you're going through a process of trust in this, and it's like a really big shift. Because it's also like trusting other people along the way. So there's also like a recognition here that like other people do have good intentions. Other people do have like your best interest at heart. It's like that navigation of like finding those people, aligning with those people, you know, because it's like sometimes we got to go through like a lot of experiences that maybe like have to make us a little bit tougher, or like a little bit more like, you know, like, I don't know why I want to say like a thicker skin towards things, but it like helps build us. And I don't know why I want to put it in that way, because I almost feel like it would be like my grandfather telling me that, like, you know, like some things like the way that he would speak, like that older generation wisdom type of like, I don't know how to describe it, but like I hope that makes sense. Because like I don't know, that's an interesting choice of words, because I don't normally describe it in that way, but there's like a maybe what I'm picking up on is actually like a trust here with like ancestors and like family, and there's something there with that. Good afternoon from Texas. Oh, that's awesome. Good afternoon. And yes, Vicky, authenticity. Seriously, that definitely. Definitely. So you have the dream here. And the dream it's a cute card. Like, it's somebody manifesting actually, and it's somebody like dreaming of like a connection. Dreaming, manifesting. Let me pull another card for this one. I want to know where this is going. Because the dream is an interesting. You go from 5, 5, 6. So you're going up. You're moving forward. So there was a big leap that you had to take to get somewhere, but now it's like you're dreaming. Trust literally just came out. Completion, morality. This is a lesson that like, morality is an interesting card because it's a lot of times like people compare it. You could compare it to the Hierophant in the regular tarot, but morality is it's very interesting because there's a massive lesson to it. Like, it's not like a massive lesson in like a negative way in any means. It's a list, like a lesson learned, where you know for a fact where it's like, okay, you're being asked to like kind of level up in a way, and you might not even realize it because it's like guided. Like, this is like up there. And then with completion and trust here, that's kind of what leads me more into that, because this is a completion of like a cycle of like a chapter. This is like the missing piece of the puzzle. Now it's like, look at all this blue that's like in these cards. Like, it's so pretty. Like, and it's so healing. And it's like being able to like have clear sight of like your dreams and like what you're trying to bring in. And it's like having that missing piece and like literally going after it because you trust, like you feel yourself coming into alignment with it. And so this is like actually beautiful energy to start that, like that clarity, that vision, seeing it clearly. Because something, it's again, it's like what I meant when I mentioned those old, like outdated, basically contracts, all that stuff being released. It's like you feel that release of it. And so then you're able to move forward. You're able to trust the process because you got over this hurdle. And I feel like there are going to be people who are going to come in and help you in this process, especially with this morality card. There's going to be like a assistance, whether it be like actual, like, again, like new friends or like new connections, people who are more in alignment with where you're trying to be, where you're working towards, what you're trying to manifest and bring in. Because as you attune your frequency to what it is that you're trying, like what you're trying to get to, and that's when it starts to like sink in and like click around you and like everything starts to fall. But there's also that aspect of needing to have that patience because certain things have to run their course. Certain lessons have a certain like time frame where it's like they got to run their course. And it's, we can't always, we can only operate by what's going on with us. Like, we can't jump other people like in their timelines of healing or whatever it might be. Like, we all uniquely have our own timelines. And so finally, this is a group that has hit that point where it's like, here comes this shift, is basically what I'm trying to say. So this is for Cancer. This is intense. You guys have a lot going on with your crown too. Like, you might be feeling really spacey or like feeling lightheaded even. So just make sure that you're like drinking plenty of water and like, like taking precautions, like especially if you're prone to like being lightheaded or whatever. Like, because this energy is a lot. Like, it is a lot. And your crown, like, you might literally feel it. Like, and you might like, go to like stand up and you're like, wow. So Cancer, you guys have King of Cups, the Emperor, and the Seven of Swords, which is unique. So what's this about? So you have double masculine on the board here with the Seven of Swords. What's the Seven of Swords? What's this about? What's the Seven of Swords? Whoa, that's a lot of cards. This is interesting. So there's a couple different things I feel like I need to mention. You might have a couple different things like kind of being presented to you at one time. You have a King of Cups here, so you might be dealing with somebody who has like a water placement or like a strong water placement. This is somebody who's definitely more in touch with their emotions. This is somebody who has a lot of feelings, is like very in touch with that. And then it came out with the Emperor. And it's like the Emperor is looking at the King of Cups. And at first I was like, is this one person? Like describing one person's energy, like the Emperor being somebody like older who might be, you know, feeling a lot of emotions with the King of Cups. But I'm starting to see this as like a couple people. And so what I'm seeing is kind of like some self-sabotage here. Because there's the Emperor looking at this King of Cups. The King of Cups is somebody who has a lot of emotions, the King of Love. The Emperor is somebody who's very established. You have the Seven of Swords here afterwards, after the Emperor, with the Knight of Cups. But then you have the King of Swords over here with the Six of Cups and the World. And so I almost got this story as the cards were turning, like, and I was flipping them over, that there might be some self-sabotage with holding on to a connection from the past. That could be an air sign. Or there's somebody who's very logical. Somebody who's very like kind of aloof, detached. This person is a direct communicator. They're somebody who delivers the truth. But this person might have been more kind of cold and detached in a way, like not very emotional. But there's a strong connection with the Six of Cups that connects it to the past. But the World here tells me that there was something completed. And then the Four of Pence reversed. Like if it were upright, it'd be like holding on to it, but this is releasing. And then you have the Seven of Swords looking at this Four of Pence reversed, and then with the Knight of Cups. So I don't know if like somebody is still maybe. What is going on? So with the King of Cups and the Emperor under the comparison card, that also kind of makes me think that there's multiple people here, multiple energies, because there's a comparison between the King of Cups and the Emperor with the way the cards came out. This Emperor could be an older energy, like, or that, like, there's somebody who has like the Emperor is represented by somebody who is older. So oftentimes the Emperor is somebody who has like an established foundation. They probably already have a family or had a family, or, you know, were married or some sort like that. And the King is kind of like a little bit younger in the sense energetically. The Emperor is interesting to me because I'm like, why are they between the totality card in comparison? Are they comparing something, or are you comparing something? Because morality is over top. And that's like a lesson. Morals. It's like bringing it into question, it can even be like a test even. Like, what is this about? And then you have totality. Trusting others along the way. And then it's dream. And it's the completion of a puzzle. Like, I don't know if you figured something out, if you're finally letting something go from the past. Maybe it was a connection. I don't know. Hang on a second. What is this about? So what's this Emperor and the King of Cups? Five of Swords. What? This has to be multiple people. Five of Swords is it's people. So you could be dealing with somebody who self-sabotaged something, or this is somebody who's just very competitive. But they're like, there's something with the Seven of Swords. What's the Seven of Swords about? Three of Wands. So your ships are here. Daydreaming. Could be all up in their head. They could be self-sabotaging an offer with the Knight of Cups. This Emperor, this could be one person. Because this Emperor, I know I just said that this has to be multiple people. Just ignore me sometimes. Because I am figuring out this energy along the way, because there's a couple different things that are coming to me and I got to get it out. Because not only do I see multiple people here, like in a competition sense, like this is like this Emperor is a competitive person, but so is this King of Cups. So you have a water sign, you have a fire sign, they're both competitive, but there's something going on with an air sign from the past. This air sign could be coming back around, because the Six of Cups can also indicate that sometimes. And the Four of Pence reverse can be like not holding back anymore. And this King of Swords is somebody who wants to communicate. So this King of Swords could want to come in and communicate. And then this Knight of Cups could be connected to that. But then I'm also seeing that if this is like a single person, this would be somebody who has some type of like established foundation. But this person definitely fought a lot of their own feelings. Like they I don't want to say narcissistic tendencies, but like this person has a way of sabotaging like their own thoughts, in a sense of like not giving emotionally to people. Like they won't like allow people in. So they might like push people away. Because sometimes the Five of Swords gets labeled as like narcissism, but I don't necessarily think that it is. I mean, sometimes the Emperor can be like my way or the highway, but this is somebody who really does not like to express. Like, it's very conflicted. This could be somebody who is like, they might have placements like in their chart that make it hard for them to express communication. Like, and I'm not saying that like, but like Moon in Aquarius is coming to me, but I'm not saying that everyone who has a Moon in Aquarius has a hard time expressing. Like, there could be other things that are playing into that. But I don't know why I'm hearing like Moon in Aquarius. Like, this somebody, like, I don't know if that's a placement for this energy, or maybe it has something to do with this energy. But again, Moon in Aquarius, like, it's not always hard to communicate. But there might be other placements that are influencing this, making it difficult for this person to express how they feel. And then you have this Three of Wands, because it's like your ships are here with this Knight of Cups. But the Seven of Swords is really throwing me off. But then again, you have this King of Swords. You could be dealing with somebody where it's like they only come in as Like they come in as the King of Swords instead of the King of Cups. Like they come in more logical, more direct, truth driven in a way. But there's a release of some type of energy, not holding back anymore. Something was completed with the world, something ended even. I'm not seeing like the Ten of Swords or anything like that, but with the world, it's like time has gone by. Could be dealing with the Leo. I just got pulled the Leo. The Six of Cups, like, it's fond memories. It's happy memories. It's thinking fondly of somebody, but I don't know if somebody just sabotaged it because they weren't, like, they have a hard time expressing. Now, if you're dealing with multiple people, it's like you're dealing with one person in particular who might kind of come in because of other people, or because they have like a fear of other people coming in, or because they see something on like social media or something. King of Pence. So you have another king out. The only one that's not out is the King of Wands, but you have the Emperor. This could be the same person, or this could be multiple people. I don't know. I can't really break that down any simpler. So if it doesn't resonate, toss it. And if not, I hope you can piece all of this together. Because I know I'm jumping around a little bit. This could be coming in grounded, more focused, but still not coming in with emotions. There's some type of like dispute with like this King of Cups. I don't know what that's about. But with the Five of Swords, it's like they're literally like they were fighting, and then like the one guy like won, and the other two people like walked away. So I don't know if somebody just like feels emotionally like defeated over something, or there's just like multiple people here where this person's like, no, I'm coming in because I don't want these other people to come in. Aries energy. This person would be a little bit older than these other people too, or would have some sort of like more established foundation. This Knight of Swords is like it's like somebody coming in quick for like a quick communication, a quick message. Still very aggressive though, very hostile. You have the Empress at the bottom of the deck with the Seven of Pence. So it's like waiting patiently. Like what? What's happening? What is happening, Cancer? What is this? You have the Ace of Swords also at the bottom of the deck. So you have some sort of truth, some sort of clarity. There's something here. I don't know if you're waiting for some truth or like, but the Empress is pretty content being the Empress. So what's the best advice for Cancer? Whoa. You're moving forward from something. Okay, let me pull one more. Page of Swords. What's your best advice? Page of Cups. Okay, so I feel like your advice is maybe, this is going to be interesting, but it's like kind of let your guard down a little bit. Because you might have been like a little bit like harsh or cold, maybe a little bit distant towards somebody. Not like harsh or cold, but like, you know what I mean? Like communication could have been off. Or it just could have been like off because of like, you know, depending on what you're dealing with. But it's like your advice is like lighten your energy a little bit. Not just for like, not for this person, but for you. Like it's like to let your guard down, to not be so guarded towards what you're trying to bring in, because that does actually make sense, because as you carry that energy, it actually creates blockages. And so it's just kind of like take a step and like kind of release some of that energy, you know? Because regardless, it looks like this Emperor or this King of Cups or this King of Swords or this King of Pens, there's some sort of information coming in with some clarity with the Ace of Swords. I know that that's extremely vague and probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but I mean, that's kind of like where it's leading me. But this page is also like a youthful approach, an innocent approach, light-hearted approach. So it's interesting advice. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for Cancer. So I'm not picking up on anything else. I'm just going to keep moving forward here. I'm grateful too. Good. Leave that there. And let's jump into Pisces. That crystal is so beautiful. So I agree with you. It is beautiful. So Pisces. Oops. I need to get new crystals. It's been a while since I've gone to the local store around here. It's been a while since I've been out. Pisces. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what crystal. I haven't really thought about it. It's been a long time since I've gone to the shop. But I like to go every once in a while. I like to support the local businesses. So let's jump into Pisces. Is the deck not ready yet? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, Vicky. I truly believe in that. They definitely find us when it's meant to happen. That I definitely do believe. Because, I don't know, I think you come into alignment with them. Kind of like people, you know? It's like new soul group, new stone group. So, Pisces. Oh, you guys, what is this? Thunderbolt. That's like the tower. Got some Scorpio energy here. Okay, so what foundation is being shaken? Because it looks like something's coming out. That was a lot of cards that just fell. So let's do one at a time. Pisces. What's this thunderbolt about? That miser card again. What is this energy? Like, is this just, this must be just like a group. But the thunderbolt is good because that's like the tower. That's coming in and breaking down this foundation that's not built on a lot. Because with the miser, it's an energy that is, again, it's like that, like, get what I can get type of energy. So I don't know if it was just like a foundation of just a lot of those types of like connections, unfortunately. And then it's like finally that foundation's being shattered. Those people are moving out, in the sense of like, you know, like you're just not, it's like a lesson learned type of deal. You have courage at the bottom of the deck. So it's like having the courage to break this foundation. I don't know if you had people around you that were just like constantly like, maybe even like unintentionally just being like negative, or like just kind of like not holding you back, but like unintentionally by like, I don't know, just maybe like limiting beliefs, or like, you know, codependency. It's like that foundation's being broken. It's changing, it's shifting, it's moving. That energy is making its way out so that a new foundation can be built, so that you can grow, so that you can come into alignment. Because it's like some type of dues were like paid or something. I don't know what that's about. It's like time's up on something, but like the time's up on like a time, it's like expired. I don't know how else to put it. It's like an expired. And then we have morality in reverse. That card again. And that's like Hierophant energy. So this is like a lesson. This was like something that took time. This is something that like used judgment. There were lessons involved with this. This could have been a foundation that's just, it has to be broken down in order for somebody to keep growing, to keep flourishing. Something has to kind of get broken down for that, so that something new can come in. And I don't know if you guys could see like the sun like just beamed in for a moment, but it's like the sun's coming out. And then you have friendliness. So it's like, again, aligning with those people, aligning with new people, a connection, something that's flourishing. Because like there's like an analogy that's coming towards me that's like, whatever this energy was, it was like stunting your growth, or stunting someone's growth, or a group's growth. And so that energy now, it's done, it's expired, it's over, it's moving out. That foundation's being broken, and now like you're gonna blossom. Like your roots are gonna catch into the dirt, and you're just gonna flourish, and you're gonna come into alignment. Because this is a card about soulmates. The friendliness card is a card about soulmates. So this is coming into alignment with like people who are good for you too. So this is really positive. And then experiencing, this is beautiful. Because this is living in the moment. This is experiencing the moment. This is going outside and like experiencing the world, experiencing nature, taking time out for yourself. This is kind of like somebody's out there. It's kind of like a kind of reminds me of like a sage. Like somebody who's outside, like talking to the trees, hugging the trees, spending time in nature, meditating. That is like that wisdom, you know. It's also considered to be like a burning tree. So there's transformation involved in this, like big transformation, deep transformation. And then you have the Fool. So this is an opportunity. This is a leap of faith. This is an experience that it's like you're going to be, you're going to come out of a period of time where maybe you've spent a lot of time by yourself. Maybe you've been isolated in a way. Like I said, this kind of reminds me of like a sage, somebody who spends a lot of time out in nature, meditating, like gaining wisdom. And now this is coming into alignment with like someone or a group of people where it's like coming out of that period of isolation and aloneness, but stepping into community, creator energy, harnessing the energy. This is like really just coming into alignment. Pisces. Four of Swords. It's healing, spiritual healing. Yep, 9 of Pence to the 10 of Pence. I'm telling you, you went through a big healing. You could have been like for 4 months, couple months. Could even be a year. You like even multiple years. Like this is a long time. Like you've been working at something for a very long time. Like you've been going through a very deep spiritual healing. And the Four of Swords is actually very spiritual because it's really going within. It's taking time out and it's really resting. And this is actually recovering too. This is recovering from some sort of pain and like heartbreak and like all that other stuff, right? So then you're stepping into the 9 of Pence, which is independence, which is success, which is beauty, which is being able to enjoy the moment, feeling comfortable, feeling content, feeling like you're at peace with what you have and what your goals are and like where you're going. It's having a vision, it's having the confidence, it's having the clarity as well. This is like the Empress. This is like one step down before the Empress. The 9 of Pence reminds me of the Empress, like 100%. Then you have the 10 of Pence. So you're going from the 9 of Pence to the 10 of Pence. You're really comfortable. You see what I'm saying? Like you are building to comfort, building to material, like gain, however that might play out. It's like perfecting something. Like if you've been working really hard at some sort of like project that it could even involve like creativity. Like if you've been working really hard at something that brings you passion and love and like flow, like that's going to pay off. Like it's going to pay off. It's been a long journey, like getting to where you are, but you're going to start to like see the benefits of how hard that you've been working. It could come through. It could come through like it could manifest in multiple ways. It really could. But this is being comfortable. This is like achieving success and being able to like support yourself doing it, which is beautiful energy, especially after this time period with the 4 of Swords. It's like really resting and coming out 100% like just in alignment. And then you have this 2 of Swords. There's some type of decision, but it's like you have the energy to make this decision. You do. You have the Page of Swords. So you're gathering information on something, or somebody is gathering information on you, trying to make a decision. This might be unseen to you. This person could be at a distance. Or this is you gathering information, about ready to make a decision, and you have the strength to do it. But there could be a feminine energy here, but there could be like an air sign that's kind of coming in a little bit younger, but they're kind of watching from a distance, but they're in decision mode. So could have to do with an offer with the Page of Pence. But this is something small. It's like a small gesture. And then you have the World. It's been coming out a lot. There's obviously something's ended and completed. I don't need to repeat myself on that. Could be dealing with a fixed sign. This is cycles. But this is the completion of a cycle, and this person's hesitating. They're thinking about it, they're hesitating, but I feel like this person's isolated themselves. If you're dealing with another person. If you're not dealing with another person, this is you gathering information on a project that you might start. It might be a small investment. You might be juggling the idea of it. You're not sure where to put your investment, where to invest your time, whether it's money, whatever it might be. It's like, what do I do? Do I do this? Do I not do this? You have the Wheel of Fortune here with the Six of Wands. I feel like it's going to be successful. Whatever decision you end up making is going to lead you to the Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like spinning in your favor. There could be many options that come to you. So it's like having the opportunity to kind of pick, like having your choice at something. This is favorable. If you are dealing with another person, this is somebody, again, keeping a distance because they're in like decision mode. They're thinking about some type of an offer, but it's small. It's a small gesture. They're tossing something back and forth. But the Wheel of Fortune's over here with the Six of Wands. So this Nine of Pence, whoever's sitting in the 9 and the 10 of Pence, you're getting a lot of attention publicly. Like maybe even just from your community, people around you. You're getting a lot of recognition for the work that you've done. And with that recognition and the wheel spinning in your favor, it's like this other person's kind of watching it. And they're tossing something back and forth. Like, do I make this offer? Do I not make this offer? And then here's the Page of Wands. So this could be a message. If you're not dealing with another person, and this is you going after something, and it's going to be successful. Here's this Page of Wands. Here's that spark. Here's that new passion. If you are dealing with another person, they're coming in with this Page of Wands, hoping that they can like re-spark something, rekindle something. And then here's the Three of Cups. So what's this Three of Cups about? Temperance. They want to heal something. They want to balance something out. If you're not dealing with another person, this is coming into alignment with other people who are going to help you, who are actually going to like, support and celebrate with you, because Temperance is here to balance the situation out. So it's actually very guided. So this is great energy. I mean, it looks favorable for whoever's in feminine energy. It looks like feminine energy was the one who was in the Four of Swords. There could be a masculine energy here sitting with the Two of Swords, kind of keeping a distance, gathering information, tossing an idea back and forth, not sure what to do. This is something that, again, with the World, it's been closed out. Could be dealing with a fixed sign. But it's like that cycle. There's something here with the cycle. I don't know what that's about. Especially with that 8 that I'm seeing. It's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I feel like you walked away from something. Left it in the past. But somebody could have hope that something can be reconciled. They have hope. They're willing to be patient. So you have the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So this King of Cups, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. This is somebody who has a lot of feelings and they want to act on them. They look at you as somebody who's very passionate, very desirable, somebody who's very much well in tune with their own energy, somebody who's very, they know how to go after things, like a go-getter. Like the Queen of Wands knows how to go get things, knows how to do things, knows how to like take action. It's also somebody who isn't going to slow down. Like this person's going to keep moving. They get a lot of attention with the Six of Wands. Like Queen of Wands is like, it's vibrant energy. And so with this Knight of Wands and the King of Cups, it's like somebody's got a lot of feelings, but they're coming in with this Knight of Wands. So they might not be coming in like 100% consistent, because the Knight of Wands can be in and out a little bit. So I don't know if somebody's just inconsistent with like expressing how they feel, because again, they're sitting as like a page. And so they're not like telling you exactly the depth of like their emotions. Like they're not telling you that they're the King of Cups. They're not telling you how deep this emotion is. They're showing you the Knight of Wands, but they're sitting as the King of Cups. And you're sitting as the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pence and the Ten of Pence. So like you're on fire, like you're golden. And you're not even looking at this person. Like you're focused somewhere else and they're focused on you. Or whoever this Queen of Wands is. This King of Cups is focused on this Queen of Wands. So they see you as like being super in tune with your own energy, super in charge, super passionate, super full of life, and really driven and really focused, and are hoping that they can reconcile. But again, this is somebody who is back and forth, not wanting to make a decision, wanting to make a decision. Should I come in like this? Should I come in like that? Will they balance it out? Will they reconcile? They're looking at you sitting in the Nine of Pence and the Ten of Pence, and they're literally watching it. But something was built on an unstable foundation in the past. So if this is somebody from the past, keep that in mind. You know, use your best judgment with that. Because this person's just keeping an eye on you right now. But they have a lot of feelings. I don't know why this person's holding themselves back. Anxiety, maybe not feeling good enough, maybe not feeling, you know, maybe they're scared, maybe they have a lot of fear. Maybe they, I don't know, don't think that you'll be open to it. There could be multiple things with the Nine of Swords. This is something that also keeps this person up at night. So this is why this person's not coming forward. So it's like while they're sitting at the Nine of Swords, you're sitting at the Four of Swords. There's a big difference. So I don't know what went down between you and this other person, but clearly I feel like you know who this is, or you have some type of past with them for them to be in the Nine of Swords, especially with the Nine of Swords and the Page of Swords, because like they are really keeping an eye on you, and it's like driving them nuts. The Nine of Swords is a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of mental stress. And they know that they have to make this decision. There's a lot of swords here. You have 11 swords. But see, the feminine energy, whoever's in this energy over here, you guys are so focused on like your goals and like your dreams and stuff. I don't even think that you like feel this happening. And there's a reason for it, because sometimes like, you know, we're shielded from that stuff because we're not always meant to feel everything, you know? So while you're like doing your thing, it's like, unfortunately, whoever's in this energy over here, they have to work through this. But it's really self-induced because they don't want to make a decision. They keep going back and forth, but it's like they have hope that something can be balanced out. It's just up to them whether or not they choose to take action. And I feel like you've kind of already moved forward because you're not even looking at this person anymore. Like your focus is somewhere else in the future or somewhere else in the present moment. But whoever this King of Cups is, they have a hard time expressing. They might have like fear that something's over, but they have hope with Temperance. Eight of Pence is somebody who wants to put the work in. They want to invest. But again, I don't think that they're saying anything. Yeah, this person's holding back. I don't know why. Five of Swords. It's something that they're going through that unfortunately we're not going to get an answer to, because I don't think it's just not worth it to get an answer for it, because they're sitting with the Five of Swords and the Four of Pence. You know, it's this person has to go through it in their own mind. They're holding themselves back, and it's mental, like with the Nine of Swords and the Five of Swords. It's something that they have to work through, and they have the strength to do it. It's just for whatever reason they feel like they have to hold back right now, but they do have hope with the Temperance and with the Three of Cups. And again, this isn't like a negative thing by any means. This is just they have a different time frame, they have a different timeline. And again, we're not always going to get all the answers. Sometimes it's not meant for us to know. Sometimes it's meant to be a surprise. The Queen of Wands over here has really great energy. There's a lot of success coming towards you. So there's a lot of recognition too for like the stuff that you've been working on. So like, I don't know if like you go to work, you're going to get recognized for like the hard work that you've been doing, the hours that you've been putting in. Like, you know, people just might be complimenting you more, just noticing like your energy more, because it's vibrant. It's beautiful energy. So you're if you're on that side of it, like you're golden. There could be an opportunity that's presented to you where it's like, you know, you're going to make, there's potential for like a small investment, you know, and it's going to be successful. So whatever this other energy is working through, it's like they want to invest, but they're just not ready to come forward yet, I guess. That's really the only way that I can sum it up. Page of Swords, though, they're gathering information. Or somebody's keeping an eye on someone. But another part of the energy, it's like you look good. Like on the other side of it, looks good. You know, keep putting yourself forward, and just remember, like everybody has their own time frames. So this might just be validation that you might be feeling this intuitively. I'm not sure, you know. But let's jump into Scorpio. Let me pull best advice first, though. Keep your boundaries is your advice. Queen of Pentacles, stay focused on your agenda, like what it is that you want to do. Build a vision board, focus on your goals, focus on building you, because I'm telling you, you will come into alignment with what it is that you're meant to come into alignment with. Let these energies work themselves out. Take the path with least resistance. It doesn't always have to be hard. But the more you focus on yourself and you build that positive energy, I'm telling you, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off, because you're gonna come into alignment with people, places, and things and experiences that you never would have guessed you'd come into alignment with, especially if you would have, you know, maybe kept engaging in an environment that wasn't fulfilling you. It wasn't allowing you to fully grow. Because sometimes it's our own fears that hold us back. And it's like, you know, sometimes it takes us longer than others to work through that. Scorpio. Ooh. Okay. So we have tuning in. What are you tuning into? Probably your inner voice. The inner wisdom we carry. So this actually came out in reversed. So let's see what other cards come out with this. Scorpio. Traveling. I feel like this is a journey within. Ooh, there's transformation. I feel it. Guilt. Ooh, what is that? That came out reversed too, and I want to take that into consideration. And there's guilt, and that also came out reversed. So you had a lot of cards come out reversed. All of the cards came out reversed. You have ripeness at the bottom of the deck. The creator at the top of the deck. So with turning in, that's going within. Now, if I were to look at this in the upright, I would say that somebody is tracking themselves, like shadow work. Like they're following their shadow work with the 8s and the 4. They're going within and they're revisiting, those emotions that we feel that are uncomfortable and transmuting them. Now, that doesn't really change much if I put this all in reversal, but it's like coming out of that energy. So this tells me that you're not actively in this energy, but you've come out of it. So maybe there was like a phoenix moment, like phoenix rising from the ashes type of moment. Maybe you felt guilty for something, because guilt's a strong card. There's a lot of limiting beliefs that come from that card, but you have 2 8s and a 4. So regardless of this, there's an overall theme, Scorpio, of transformation, big time. Because I feel like you went within, and I feel like you processed something that maybe made you feel very bad, or maybe made you feel like it played a big role in like the limiting beliefs that one might experience. So this could be something connected to the past, where, it's tied to heavier emotions. Because Scorpio goes deep. They always go deep. Scorpio will literally dig into the craters to pull stuff out and to find stuff and to track things. And so you could be tracking yourself. Maybe you're unaware, maybe you are aware. Maybe you know that you went within, you did this work, you're coming out of it, you're aware of it. But you released a guilt, which is good, because you released this energy here. You release that. So it's working its way out. Woo. Okay. There's a lot of cards here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at the pictures on those cards. This is like somebody's inner child finally figuring out that they can get out of a situation, because inner child work is so sensitive and it always touches on a very vulnerable place. And if you look closely at the card with the lock on it with the gate, that lock is actually unlocked in the card. So all that image of the child needs to do, all that person needs to do is just pick that lock up and it would come right off and they could pull those chains off. But as an illusion, it looks like it's locked. And from a child's perspective, their brains don't have that critical thinking capacity quite yet. And so when it comes to like problem solving like that, they see themselves as being trapped, as being stuck. But this is like that release of that energy coming out. This is being let out of that. Because you see how faint those colors are behind the gate, and then it's over here, those colors are super vibrant. And the child's like walking towards the colors because they figured out that they're not being held back. Or somebody came along and opened that gate, and it could have been you. Because mind you, we oftentimes, like as we get older, and life happens, we forget to tap into that inner child. And so some of us, as we go through life, like we have a part of ourselves that inner child feels or can feel stuck in certain time frames or certain moments in our life where maybe when we were that young, we didn't know how to deal with it, or we didn't know how to process it. And so it caused a splinter, I'll call it, like it caused a splinter like with the inner child. And so that can lead to, like abandonment issues, that can lead to emotional detachment, that can lead to intimacy issues, that can lead to a lot of different things, and of course, like it happens to everyone. It's not just, not just one person. It happens to everyone in different ways. So this is a beautiful energy that is being released, and that is like freeing. So this is somebody like literally freeing themselves from even just like a mental prison, an emotional prison where they felt trapped. This is the freeness of that. This is somebody feeling like they're heard, like they're validated. This is somebody recognizing their inner child and validating their inner child, doing the work with their inner child, sitting with their inner child and being like, okay, like, what am I feeling? Revisiting those moments. And then the adult self is coming in and is removing that lock and taking the child version of yourself, and you're walking hand in hand into this beautiful rainbow. See what I'm saying? So it's a revisiting of the child self with our adult self, because our adult self needs to revisit with the child self and be like, okay, I see you, I hear you, and I validate you. And so your adult self is going in and doing the work to open this up, because this is unlocked. But the adult self knows that, but the child self does not. So the adult self is revisiting this to unlock this for their own inner child, to walk out and to finally let that freeness, like, hey, you're not behind this. This gate's not holding you back. You're over here. You know how beautiful that energy is? Like, this is somebody really doing the work with themselves. Like, I mean, really going within. Inner child work is very difficult and is very emotional. And I seriously, like, everyone who has ever done it can say that, it's beautiful healing work. And it's one of those things that once you tap into it, man, it is such a gift. It is really such a gift. And I think that over the years, a lot of our, like, as we grow up and stuff, it's our inner child gets put aside a lot, because we have adult responsibilities. But it's really recognizing that we still are those children with it, like our little selves. We're still in there. That 7-year-old version of yourself is still inside of you. And believe me, that 7-year-old version of yourself still has reactions and still has responses and feelings and emotions, and still has, sugar cravings, and, wants to watch a movie late at night with, you know what I'm saying? And so it's that harmony, that beautiful harmony of uniting that inner child and the adult self. And hell, even bring in the teenage self. You see what I'm saying? Because you have so many different versions of you in you. Like, people forget that we are so, like, dynamic, I guess is a good word to put it. Like, we have a inner child, we have a little teenager, we have a young adult, and we have the sage within us. See what I'm saying? So it's connecting and unifying all of those parts of ourselves to bring in this beautiful transformation, to do the shadow work on ourselves, to let that mental prison go. Whatever guilt, I feel like it was connected very deep. Whatever, it could even be shame, it could be embarrassment, it could be all those tough emotions that, happen as we, go through life. But it's coming to peace with that, and like revisiting it with your inner child, revisiting it with your adult self, and being able to like self-soothe, being able to soothe the inner child while also being able to self-soothe the adult version of yourself. So I hope that you understand what I'm saying, because it's a really like complex, like I feel like I'm saying it in like, a backwards way, but I hope that it makes sense, because it can be a little bit complex to understand, because it's a lot to take in. It's really a lot. Like, once you start doing that type of work, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. So we have the Page of Cups here. Again, it brings me to that inner child. It's that innocent, youthful energy. The Lovers, a decision, a connection. There's something here. I'm telling you. The Lovers also talks about having a destiny too. Page of Pence. Have a water sign and an earth sign here. But it's like two people coming at something fresh. It's like two people. It's like almost like two people's inner child coming out and being able to like come together. Like, you could have a feminine water sign and you could have a masculine earth sign, and it's like when you guys are together or when you guys interact, it's like the child parts of yourself are able to be let out and like shown, and you know what I mean? Like, it's so pure and so vulnerable, because you're able to just share that. There's an innocence to it. You have the Six of Swords in the Tower. So this is coming out of like conflict. This is having hope for a resolution. This is the ultimate breakdown of like a complete foundation. Like I said, this might be tied to other readings where I talk about the breakdown of a foundation. But this is like moving forward in a positive direction together. With the Eight of Pence, this is putting time into something, wanting to invest, wanting to work on something, wanting to come out of any conflict, really. Then you have the Eight of Cups. Again, walking away from what is not fulfilling and walking towards what is. Ten of Pence. A safe foundation, an established foundation. Working hard towards something, to build something. Ace of Swords. Clarity. Truth being spoken. Something coming out. Truth being given. It's walking away from what no longer serves you, what no longer feeds you. Whoa. Justice. The Page of Wands, the World, and the Empress. It's been coming out a lot. This Empress, this could be just like a spark. Eight of Wands with the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You could have communication, you could have travel. It's a lot of wands. Somebody also sees somebody's worth. And this is being in like divine feminine energy. So this is also receiving, being nurturing. The Eight of Wands is also communication. So I don't know, you could get a message, especially with this page. You could get a message from a fire sign, but they're going to come at you like young, like not like young, but like they're going to come at you like youthful or like younger spirited. Like they're not coming in very mature, if that makes sense. They're coming in as a page. So this is someone hoping to like recapture something. You have a page of cups, a page of pence, and a page of wands. And then the Empress. You could also have a mother figure here that's like going to travel to see like their children or their grandchildren. Just wanted to mention that. This could be like the rekindling of like a relationship within family too, within children and a mother. This is like rekindling the relationship dynamics between mother and children. Could have 3 kids, 2 kids. Because with justice being here, this is like it's being like something's justice is being served in a situation. Something's going to be made clear. Something's going to be, you know, a foundation's going to break down so that something new can come in and be nurtured and be brought together. See what I'm saying? If you're dealing with like a romantic connection, you both have a lot of like innocent fun together. And so this person sees you as the Empress and they're hoping that like they can recapture something with you. But they're not coming in as like the Emperor, they're coming in as a page. So they're coming in trying to recapture that like youthful type of spirit. And it could be, yeah, okay, so you have the Knight of Swords, the Fool, and the Two of Cups. So this person could have felt like they missed out because they were juggling. They almost like there's like a sense of like mourning here, and that's why I feel like they might be coming in with the page energy, because I feel like someone like mourned the loss of like this dynamic. And so they want to come in like real quick with this Knight of Swords because this is like quick information. And with the Eight of Wands, that's fast. And the Fool, it's like somebody just might go for it. And it's like they might not even think about it. They might just be like, you know what, I'm tired of feeling this five of cups. I'm tired of feeling like this. I just need to go for it, and I just need to say it. I just need to do it. I need to say it. I need to express it, whatever it might be. It might be like a splurge or like an impulsive like word vomit, word dump. Like, I don't know, like you might get like somebody might impulsively message someone or like just like be like, this is how I feel, like yada yada yada, you know, like whatever it might be. Because the Knight of Swords is very quick, fast moving energy, but also very short, direct communication. So this wouldn't be like a lengthy, you know, like, oh, da, 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 da. This is like, listen, I feel like this and I need to talk to you about this because blah, 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 blah. Like they're going to kind of come in a little bit, it's a little bit aggressive, but they're hoping to recapture this spark with this Page of Wands. So what is your advice? Six of Wands, the King of Pence, and the Nine of Swords reversed. So let go of any anxiety and stay grounded, because there's going to be some sort of like attention or recognition. I'm seeing this as have confidence, because the King of Pentacles has confidence, but they also stay grounded. So really, that's really all that I'm getting. Is don't be all up in your head about it. There's no need to be in your head about it. You're sitting as the Empress. Stay focused, stay grounded. That's really what I got. I mean, somebody did the work on themselves. Like, hey, I gotta, you know, give credit where credit's due. It looks like somebody really is going to try to maybe communicate something to you. or vice versa. It might be you. You never know. So I hope that that makes sense, because that's honestly all that I'm getting. It just went so quiet, and I'm like, okay, that's it. I think that's all I got for Scorpio. I know it's kind of short, but I'm like, hey, it's Scorpio is very direct and to the point. It's like, hey, there was work done, and here it is. So it's beautiful energy. I hope that this helps. I hope it resonates. Again, I am open for personal reads, so please feel free to email me if you are interested in that. If not, I look forward to connecting with everybody in the future. Thank you guys so much for interacting on the chat. It's so good to just connect. It really is. It's just such an honor to be here. Such a blessing. So I wish everyone the best, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.